The KGB's secret Romeo Spies program. During the Cold War, not all spies carried guns or wore trench coats. Some carried roses and whispered sweet lies. They didn't break into safes. They broke hearts, and for the KGB, these heartbreakers were some of their most effective weapons. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Secret Agents Exposed. Today, we dive into a story so wild, so shocking, so interesting you wouldn't believe it is true. Let's start today. We uncover the true story behind the KGB's Romeo Spies, a covert program that used charm, seduction, and manipulation to extract secrets from the most powerful women in the West. The birth of a seduction operation. The idea wasn't new, but the Soviets perfected it in the 1950s and 60s. The KGB launched a highly classified operation to train young attractive male agents to seduce female targets with access to Western intelligence. They called them Romeo Spies. Targets weren't random. They were often secretaries and NATO typists at U.S. embassies, lonely widows working in West German government offices, women who might feel isolated, overlooked, or vulnerable to the West. These men were charming strangers to Moscow. They were instruments of espionage, training the Romeos, becoming a Romeo wasn't easy. These men were handpicked from elite KGB schools, tall, handsome, intelligent, multilingual. They were trained in psychology and body language, Western etiquette, love letters, and emotional manipulation, even sexual techniques and relationship maintenance. Their mission was simple: find the target, build trust, make her fall in love, then extract secrets. It wasn't just spying. It was emotional warfare. In some cases, Romeos even proposed marriage or fathered children to strengthen the bond. Their loyalty wasn't to love, it was to mother Russia inside a real Romeo operation. Let's look at one real case, perhaps the most infamous. In the 1960s, a KGB Romeo named Peter seduced a woman working as a secretary in the West German Defense Ministry. She was recently divorced, in her early 40s, and had access to classified NATO documents. Peter posed as a sympathetic East German refugee. They met by chance at a bookstore. He was polite, well-read, attentive. Within weeks, she was in love. Over months, she began leaking documents to him, believing she was helping a man in need. Eventually, she was caught and imprisoned. But Peter was never found. He vanished back behind the Iron Curtain. The Western response as more of these cases surfaced. Western intelligence agencies grew alarmed. The British MI5 and West German BND began issuing internal warnings about young foreign-born men showing interest in isolated female staff. Security protocols were updated. Female personnel were cautioned against secret relationships. Romantic entanglements were flagged for review. Vetting became stricter for those in sensitive positions, but the damage was done. At least 40 women in West Germany alone were believed to have been compromised by Romeo spies. Many had nitrogen monoxide idea they were being used, until it was too late. Why it worked so? Why was the Romeo program so effective? Because it exploited something every human carries: the need to feel wanted, to feel seen, to feel loved. Most of these women weren't traitors. They were lonely, they were vulnerable. And the KGB understood that better than anyone. They didn't need guns, they needed empathy and lies. And sometimes, that's far more dangerous. After the wall fell, when the Berlin Wall fell, and Cold War secrets came tumbling out, some former Romeo spies even spoke publicly. Some expressed regret, others pride in a mission accomplished. The files revealed the depth of manipulation. Dozens of children born from false relationships, women who never recovered from the betrayal, agents who were ordered to abandon the women the moment they were nitrogen monoxide longer useful for the KGB. It was cold strategy for the women. It was heartbreak that echoed for decades. Modern-day Romeo spying. Think this tactic died with the Cold War? Think again. Modern intelligence agencies, including China, Russia, and even Western powers, still use honey traps and romantic coercion as tools. Just ask MI6, which has warned its agents in recent years about dating apps being used to entrap them, or recent CIA guidelines that now include romantic manipulation detection and training in espionage. Love is still a battlefield, and spies, they still use hearts to win wars. The Romeo spies weren't just tools of the Cold War. They were a reminder of how deeply espionage can invade the human psyche, not just to steal secrets, but to destroy trust, hope, and love. In the shadow war between East and West, some of the most devastating weapons work alone and whispered sweet nothings. And when the mission ended, the heartbreak was real. Thanks for watching. If this story intrigued you, subscribe for more true spy tales, real intelligence operations, and declassified secrets that shaped our world. See you in the next video with unique story.